Well, obviously, in her preparation for college, I was not aware of the times, if she should prepare going from 10th grade to 11th grade and 11th grade to 12th grade. We thought it was too soon to start preparing for college, but actually, with the Zinkerz, the first calls we had, we were made aware that, this is the correct time for them to start getting into the whole college experience, going from sophomore to junior. And, we knew we wanted her to participate in something. I didn't know, beginning of the year, what program. I did some quick research, and actually Zinkerz was the one that came up. I wasn't, aware of it. Did some research, and started talking to the counselors involved in the camp. You involved, and the fact that it was in Boston. I personally studied in Boston, so I knew that she was going to get exposure not only to classes, which she can take online anywhere, anytime, but also being in Boston, which is a college town. A lot of exposure in Massachusetts and outside of Massachusetts, which I know that you took, or you always take the students so they could get, like a broader picture. And being in a dorm, actually getting a little bit of taste of what they're going to see in 2 years. And obviously, the nervousness when you come in, which we all experience. So it's good that she got that exposure beforehand, so that in 2 years, when it's, it's not a mock, it's a real thing, she has, some idea of what she's going to get into. College life, dorm, roommates, and all that. So, in a nutshell, that was basically, we wanted, as all parents, we want to give our kids the opportunity. At the end, they're the ones that are going to make the decision, what to study, where to study. It's our job just to give them the correct tools in order for them to make the best decision. At first, I asked her, is it what you expected? And she said, I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, as parents, as we've been through this process, we've been to college. In my personal experience, I was in Boston, so I knew kind of what she was going to get herself into. She enjoyed, the college tours. I believe that's the major differentiation of Zinkerz. It's not get in a class, take SAT courses, and that's it. It's a whole immersive experience of classes, and the fun activities, going to the park, going bowling, but also the college. So it's very complete. She enjoyed it a lot. Her change, we saw her happy. She was literally happy. She didn't want to leave. She hugged her roommate like for 2 minutes. That's why it's safe to say that they've made lifelong friendships and relationships. And I believe that the experience of the people or the classmates that also impacted her. You guys bring up a nice group from different countries, different backgrounds, and that feeds into their learning experience. And such from Chile, from Peru, from Panama, from Colombia, and they have such little time that they have to make friendships really fast. And I guess she was able to interact very easily with all of them, and that's the change, that she got, that experience, that exposure, and again, she was literally happy. So thank you. Again, it's our kids we're talking about. What parent wouldn't want to give kids their best, and I guess my advice would be, we're not going to make the decision. They're going to make the decision. It's our job to help them prepare and put them in the best position to make that decision. So it's not a cost, it's an investment we're making in them. Making an effort, sending them to camp, in terms of time, obviously the economics of it, but it's an investment that's going to pay tenfold. It's their future, and whatever we can do, we should try and help them as best as we can. And again, I guess being in Boston, maybe I guess a little bit of my heart stayed in Boston, but I know the experience, the ambiance that you live in Boston, and that's going to get an exposure, even if they don't go to Boston or Brown or Connecticut or the other colleges, but at least they know what's out there. So to any parent, if they can, don't be afraid, let them go. They need to be on their own. They need to start flying on their own, and this was like the best experience and the right time, that prepared them for their junior and senior years.